Hello. Hello. My name's Mary, and I'm coming to you from the children's room at the Portland Public Library in Portland, Maine. And I'm here today to start reading our next story, JoJo Makoons, The Used to Be Best Friend by Dawn Quigley, and illustrated by Tara Audibert. The book was published by Heartdrum, an imprint of HarperCollins, and it was published in 2021. About this story. JoJo lives on a fictional Native American Ojibwe reservation, the Pembina Ojibwe Reservation. A reservation is land under the care of a native nation that calls it home. The land, now called the United States, is home to more than 300 reservations in over 500 tribal nations. There are many reservations in the United States, but JoJo's is not an actual one. Every reservation has unique and special elements, and JoJo's reservation incorporates many of those found in Ojibwe and many other Native American communities. Chapter 1, Best Friend Number 1. "Goodbye, Mimi," I said as I walked past her on the way toward the front door. Mimi. I said, "Goodbye, Mimi. I'll miss you." I even threw some air kisses to her. Mimi only turned her head away from me. "Mimi, you will always be my best friend number 1, Mimi." Why is it you won't ever reply? Or let me know she'll miss me when I'm gone? I know I'll miss her. We do this every day, 'cause I have to leave every day. Well, most days. Mama says it's the law. There should be a law about not saying goodbye to your best friend, the one who has to go to school every day. Every day. I think I would like more friends, at least ones who will answer me. But cats are very good home friends. They're already potty trained, and they're very clean, and they even will take you on a walk. I have a home best friend. I used to have a school best friend, but I don't think my school best friend wants to be my best friend anymore. I think I need more pals, just in case. Let me tell you about myself. I'm 7 years old and in the first grade. My name is JoJo Makoons Azure. You want to know another way of saying that in Ojibwe? That's the name of my Native American tribe. Try saying JoJo Makoons Azure Nindazinikas. Big last word, right? You sound out that last word like this. Nindazinikas. Got it? If you can say Tyrannosaurus Rex, then you can say Nindazinikas. But my real big name is Josephine Makoons Azure. Mama says Mushroom gave me the name Makoons because when I was a baby, I growled and had short black hair, just like a little bear cub. You say Makoons like this, Makoons. Do you want to know what mushroom means? It means grandpa in the Michif language. Michif is one kind of Native American language, but it's a language made from words that are Cree, French, and Ojibwe. We speak many languages on our reservation. Ojibwe is my Native American tribe. You say it like this, Ojibwe. See? Ojibwe. I'm learning my Ojibwe language because I'm a member of the Pembina Ojibwe Nation. I like to learn to speak Ojibwe and Michif. I asked Mama, what's the difference between Ojibwe and Michif? Well, my girl, think of Michif like a part of the big, beautiful Ojibwe world. Mama says I have strong lungs, but Grandpa also said I will grow up to be strong like a bear. Except I only hear my full, big, fancy name from Mama when I'm in trouble. Josephine Makoons Azure, why is grape juice all over my beading? Josephine Makoons Azure, why are the toes cut out of all the new socks I bought you? Mama likes to ask me these silly questions, but I think the answers should be kind of easy to figure out. Like Tuesday, I was drinking grape juice outside the kitchen, which I'm not supposed to do. I was looking at the beaded leather jewelry Mama was working on for the summer powwow trail. When I tried to get a closer look at it, I spilled my drink all over the table. Now, Mama's always telling me not to get the fancy living room carpet dirty. So before the grape juice could run off the table, I mopped it up with the closest thing, her leather jewelry. And she never thanked me for saving the carpet from grape juice, which is a very hard stain to get out. And her sock question? I like to sleep with socks on every night, even in the summer. But my toes get hot because Mimi's always sleeping on my feet, which is why I have my night socks. They have the toes cut out after the socks get stinky and stretched out. Mama always says to save things instead of throwing them away. So I glued together all the sock toes and used it for her Mother's Day present. It's a pot holder quilt, but shh, don't tell her. It's a surprise. Back to Mimi, my home best friend who ignores me sometimes. I have to catch the school bus every morning. Mama usually walks with me, but today my kakum was going to. Kakum is another way to say grandma in the Michif language. She moved in with us after my mushroom died last year. She said at her old place the quiet was too loud without mushroom. Sometimes I worry about my kakum's way of thinking. How can a place be too loud with one less person in it? But I miss my mushroom. We told stories together, and he liked my stories best of any he'd ever heard. This school morning, by the front door, Mama and Grandma had a funny conversation. They were whispering, but I heard because I was hiding in the coat closet. Not really secret hiding, but like a spy. I like to hang out in there sometimes. I dug through Grandma's coat pockets to search for her hard candy. She likes to eat candy, but Mama tells her it's bad for her diabetes. I do not know what that is, but kakum smells like cherry lifesavers. It's a very pretty smell. That's when I heard them. Who's taking her? I can't see anymore to drive through town, Grandma said. Mama answered, No, Ma, I will. Spring's here and she needs them. We can't let her outside without them. Grandma replied, Oh, we'll have to trick her into going. You know she hates shots. I think maybe spying isn't all that great, because I just heard them saying that Mimi needed shots. I used to not like that word. But last summer when I needed shots, Chacham told me, my girl, shots help you to be very healthy. There are many sicknesses out there, and shots give good protection. We want Mimi to get shots because we love her and want her to be healthy, just like we make sure you get shots because we love you and want you to be healthy. Ferris, my best friend, said last week that if a cat gets a shot, sometimes it lets all the air out of their body, just like a balloon letting the air out. JoJo, all that's left of a cat is a pile of skin, all because of a shot, Ferris told me. I do not know if I believe Ferris, but he's very smart about balloons. It was very nice of him to tell me this. I sneaked out of the closet after Mama left. I grabbed my backpack and grabbed my best friend, number one. If Mimi had to get shots, she wasn't doing it alone or at all. Chapter 2, best friend number 2. My other best friend is Fern. Fern's my school best friend. Do you know what a school best friend is? It's a best friend at school who will play with you at recess. Also, a school best friend will sit with you at lunch and give you half her sandwich when your mom packs a tuna fish sandwich. I do not like tuna fish. Sometimes I think Mama gets my lunch and Mimi's lunch mixed up. Fern was waiting for me when I got off the bus. We're both in the first grade at Little Shell Elementary School. We live on the Pembina Reservation. I've lived here my whole life. Fern just moved here last year with her auntie. We've been school best friends ever since. But lately, Fern hasn't been sitting with me at lunch every day. And it makes me sad because Fern makes me happy. When I sit by myself, I crouch my back over so my head is right in my lunch bag. Then no one can see me. JoJo, hi. It's hot, isn't it? Fern said. I like it, I answered. Fern kind of likes talking about the weather. A lot. Chacham says that's what people from the Midwest talk about. Not sure about that. But when it rains, it pours, I guess. My Chacham says that all the time. We walked down to our classroom. Teacher was waiting by the door for us. Oops, I forgot. I'm not supposed to call him teacher. He says everyone's name is important and that we should use people's specific name. But he is my teacher. That's why I call him teacher. Bonjour, Fern and Josephine. Teacher nodded as we walked in. That's how teacher says hello to us in Ojibwe. Bonjour, Mr. Welch, Fern and I answered. That's how Fern and me say hello to teacher. Bonjour means hello in Ojibwe. Can you say it too? It's like this. Bonjour. Teacher tries to use our Ojibwe words every morning. It sounds more like he's choking on a bunch of marbles. His words don't sound like the way the elders say them. Teacher isn't Native American. He didn't grow up hearing or speaking our language, but he's trying. I would give him a C+ for trying and maybe a smiley face. Teacher isn't like us. Mama says I shouldn't say that. But his skin is pink. He calls it white. On my reservation, my Ojibwe people are all shades, light, dark, and brown. Our hair can be blonde, black, brown, or red, but most of us are brown. My skin is brown. Lovely brown, beautiful brown, Mama calls it. I like that because we are beautiful. Brown like the soil mushroom used to plant our sweet corn in. Brown like the leather Mama uses to bead barrettes on. Brown like the fry bread for our family feast. Brown is my favorite color after polka dots. At school, we have reading right away in the morning. I'm better at math. I can see numbers and how they work together, like I get how 2 plus 2 equals 4. See? If my mama gives me 2 pieces of fry bread, then Kakum makes 2 more. We all have 4 to share. But teacher's math seems like it's only for one person. I like to do math thinking about my Ojibwe community. Like last week, teacher asked us to think about a math problem. 5 people want to eat a bunch of 4 bananas. Each person can have only 1. How many people don't get a banana? I answered, everyone gets some banana. Teacher shook his head, no. He said that 1 person would not get any banana. But we all share what we have, I said. That's what Native people do. Teacher didn't say anything after that. See? I'm good at math. But reading and writing, that does not make too much sense to me. Teacher calls reading time language arts time. But that's a funny name because I like learning about my Native American language. We're Ojibwe, remember? One day when teacher said it was time for language arts, I said to him, "Boozhoo." And then I drew a picture of me saying hello to teacher. You know, because it's language arts time. But teacher shook his head. Okay, JoJo, let's try this again. No Ojibwe. No art. It's language arts time. But teacher, I love our language and our art. Not sure why he tilted his head and looked at me with real big eyes. Then he took out a tissue to wipe his eyes after I said that. Must be what Kakum calls allergic. Kakum says she's allergic to tree pollen. Tree pollen bothers her nose, and she feels icky around it. So, during teacher's language arts time, when there was no art and no Ojibwe, he wanted us to work on rhymes. Teacher says rhymes can help us to read and write. Children, teacher said, I would like all of you to go to the table and write your very own rhymes. Be sure to show them to me. And that's where we'll end today. And we'll pick up with chapter 3 of JoJo Makoons, The Used to Be Best Friend by Dawn Quigley and illustrated by Tara Audibert. The book was published by Heartdrum, which is an imprint of HarperCollins, and was published in 2021. So, until next time, my name's Mary, and I'm coming to you from the Children's Room, the Portland Public Library in Portland, Maine.